Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Serenity Healing Tarot spread. See if there's any advice in regards to any healing that might need to be done, anything that may need to be cleared out, anything like that. Something that could be keeping you from blocking or is blocking your manifestations at this time. Hopefully you're all well, happy, healthy, wealthy, abundant. I'm going to start by pulling one of these cards to get an overall feel of possibly something that could help in your healing, or something you could be aware of or need to be aware of in regards to your healing journey. It's from the Luminal Spirits Oracle. Let's see. Okay, we have the card Roots. I'm going to read from the book because it always is better coming from directly from source itself. Okay, so Root says, our roots are made up of many things: our ancestors, the people in our immediate and chosen families, and the places we come from. Roots can direct us not just to who or where, but also to how and why things are the way they are. Underneath the skin and soil, the heart sees truly. Consider, where do you come from? What are your roots? Where do you wish to take root and grow? The message is, in order not only to grow but to flourish, connect with your foundation. Pay homage to your ancestors, consider your immediate family connections, and review the folklore that has influenced you since you were a child. Are you honoring your past, not only the successes, but also the failures that made you who you are today? We tend to learn more from times when we have failed than when things went smoothly. There is no need to cut those parts out of your memory or identity. Don't be fooled by what's on the surface. Pay attention to your intuition and look deeper to uncover the truth. So what I'm getting from this is, whether it be someone in your, or that has come from your roots, or something that came into your roots when you were a young child, even could be past failures, things like that, that could be keeping you from advancing in the current moment, or it could be like causing a blockage. It'll be different for every one of you, so it all depends on who you are and what exactly might be keeping you stuck. Okay, let's see, and we're going to look for the foundation of this reading. Foundation for my Capricorns. We have got the Star, and then your barrier or blockage to your healing is the Queen of Swords. I'm going to just lay them all out and then we'll discuss it. Okay, and then your healing and advice on how to move forward is the Sun. This card is what you can do to help other people. What you can do to help yourself. And then it'll be lessons you can learn from this situation. Okay. So what I'm getting here is your foundation of the healing is that you could be working on healing. And you could be working on healing as part of a manifestation ritual that you have going on. The Star is all about hope and renewal and faith after the tower falls, because you can't get to the Star without the tower. So something recently could have fallen apart, and right now you're working on healing that. Your barrier or blockage to healing here could be you are defensive. You could be guarded with the Queen of Swords here. You could be speaking like negativity, or I don't want to say negativity. I want to say more like harshness into your manifestation. Like, let's say you want to manifest abundance. With the Queen of Swords, you're like, no, I haven't had abundance before. I've only failed in this so many times. It's like those thoughts that could stem from like childhood, or things that you've heard over time, or things that someone else has told you, is creating a barrier. Okay, so the healing card, this is your advice on how to move forward. We have the Sun here. Focusing on the positive is what I'm getting from this. If your barrier is this Queen of Swords, where you're just no nonsense, going only by logic, not by hope, the Sun is here to illuminate to you that happiness is right at your fingertips. The Sun also reminds you of being happy like a child, having the hope of a child, having the faith that what you want is also wanting you, or what you seek is seeking you as well. And that happiness is just right around the corner. And you can have happiness right in your current situation if you're grateful and thankful for everything that you have. Even if something has hurt you, it came as a lesson. It's like appreciating the positive. Okay, and then we have, what can you do to help other people? And we have the Hierophant. Maybe you have a very like religious background. Maybe something that you've learned over time in regards to spirituality. You could also have like a very rigid, no nonsense approach to life, like very structured way of being that you could share with other people. If not just that, you could also you have a lot of history, or maybe you went to church as a child. Maybe you studied the Bible as a child. Maybe you conform to some kind of religion or group, or something that you have knowledge in that could help other people around you. Help them to see faith. Help them to see hope. And through you helping others, you will in turn help yourself as well. Okay, so what you can do to help yourself here is the Three of Cups. This is leaning on your friends, celebrating the wins, no matter how big or small. Celebrate them. Get back to a happy, loving, free flowing energy, giving to others. They give to you. Threes also can relate to the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, mind, body, spirit. Maybe taking care of your mind, body, spirit. Leaning on the things that helped you when you were younger, that have helped you to see hope and strength in not so great situations. And then we have the High Priestess here as your lessons you can learn from this situation. We have the High Priestess. Using your intuition, like it had said earlier with that Roots card. Let your intuition guide you, parts that have like been locked away, or things that maybe you haven't spoken about, or secrets that you've held to yourself, maybe knowledge that you've held to yourself. Leaning on the spiritual practices, possibly getting in a connection with spirit more so than like a religion or anything like that, but really going inside and leaning on source to help and guide you through this healing. I'm going to get like one clarifier for each. Try to see if we can get a little more information. Okay, let's see what this star is about. Okay, so on top of the star is the Ten of Cups. You want the happily ever after. You want that husband or wife or home, family, that whole unit. That's your end goal. That's what you're working towards. That's what you want in your life. So when they say find your true north, find your guiding star, this would be yours. This would be like, this is what you want. So working on manifesting that. Put yourself in the place as if you already have it. Learning to experience the joy as if you lack for nothing will help to bring it in. And also completely healing after a time of possibly a situation that you thought was your happily ever after has fallen apart, or maybe even just needs to be rebuilt on a more firm foundation. Okay, let's see what this Queen of Swords is about. We've got Temperance. Yeah, that's basically like balancing your spirituality and your practicality. With the Queen of Swords, she leans mostly on logic. You can keep your logic, you can keep your rules, you can keep your regulations, you can keep your boundaries in place, but also you've got to add the heart a little bit. You've got to add the spirituality. You've got to kind of blend them all into a more manageable way of being, because if you're too logical, you're not going to be able to have hope in something that you can't put your finger on. Like if it's not written in a book, or if it's not something that you've ever seen before, you can't really pinpoint it. So Temperance is really about not only using what you know, but also what you feel intuitively, what you feel in your heart, those type of things, blending them together, and that will help to guide you towards not only what you want, but what you don't want as well. Okay, so let's see. What is this Sun about? Okay. The Sun is about justice. Yeah, advice on how to move forward with the Justice card. That Queen of Swords could have also been there because you want to see some sort of justice done in a situation. What you need to realize is justice is blind, so it's not like it just picks and chooses who gets justice over a situation. Some people don't feel that their justice has been served because in their mind they need it to happen a certain way. And what I'm telling you today is justice happens in many forms. Like you can give somebody something and they're not going to just give it back to you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But let's say you're walking down the street and a stranger hands you $10 off the ground. Maybe that's what happens, you know. So justice is coming here to remind you that it may not come in the form that you want it to come, but it is coming. And so you have every reason to be happy because you know that what you've put in is coming back to you. No matter who, what, where, when, and why. It's just you can't logically say, well, it's got to happen this way or it's not justice. No. The divine has bigger and better ways for justice for you without making you stoop to the level of like revenge or something like that. Okay, so we're going to see what you can do to help others along with this Hierophant. What do we have here? We've got the Ten of Swords. This doesn't mean that what you can do for others is hurt them or betray them or stab knives in their back. No. What this is saying is you've been here. You've been through a Ten of Swords cycle. You've been betrayed. You've been hurt. You've been bruised, damaged by other people. And so what you can do with the Ten of Swords is use your experiences in order to help teach people, to help lead people to spirituality or to that hope of after this they can still be prosperous. They can still go forward. They can still be happy again, no matter how much pain they've been through. Okay, so what you can do to help yourself. Let's see. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Just keep moving is what I'm getting from this. Don't lay there defeated on the ground like this Ten of Swords. You get up and you move and you put action out into the world. Like you give other people what it is that you're seeking. Give to your friends. Give to your loved ones. Give to strangers. Just keep going. Get up off that ground and keep going. Put action towards something that's going to benefit not only you, but also benefit everyone as a whole. Start putting the action towards something that's going to, in the end, even if it's just doing things for other people, it's what's going to bring that healing back to yourself, because the more you do for others, it's going to give you that feeling on the inside of gratefulness and happiness. And because I know for me, when I give to other people, it makes me feel good. So in order to heal, that's going to be for you too, to give it out to others. Because one small thing has a butterfly effect that goes on and on and on. And then lessons you can learn from this situation. We have the Ten of Coins and the High Priestess. to me, this is basically saying that happiness and healing is not all about what you have, because with the 10 of coins, that's that generational wealth, that's the happy home, happy life. It's a combination of this, the 10 of cups, the high priestess, the Hierophant, that soul connection, that mind, body, spirit, not the material. And you could have the 10 of coins, and you can also lessons you can learn is in the material world, everything material cannot be held on to forever, because it wilts, it dies, it gets old. There's always something new that comes from it. And so for this is really the lesson you can take from this is the only thing that truly remains is you. And you are the one that's always going to be there for you. You are the one that's going to take care of you. You are the one that's going to give you that happiness. So in healing yourself, you're giving yourself the ability to shine. It's giving you the ability to be happy without having to have X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to finish it off with a starseed oracle, see if we can get a little more information. So this could all just stem from something you learned as a child, something that maybe even someone told you that you can't be happy without having, you know, the fame, the fortune, the money, all of those things. And this is you healing your heart and knowing that really it all stems from how you take care of you. Because money comes and goes, love can come and go. As long as you take care of you, you know you can always get back up and do it again. Okay, let's see. To close it out with the Starseed Oracle, let's see what we have. Okay. Oh no, that's too many. Okay. We have got Fall Into My Arms, and again there's two, so we're going to take them. Okay, it says fall into my arms, surrender holding the opposites extremes of life. This is like falling into the grace, falling into the divine, the creator, God, whatever it is you believe in. It's falling into the universe, falling into their arms, because this and that are both true, right? From your perspective, something can be right, but from someone else's perspective, that can be right as well. And in the grand scheme of things, both can be true. And so it's time to surrender possibly like the narrative you've been telling yourself for a long time, the extremes, you know, like it has to be this, this, or this, because there's 3 10s here. And it's like everything is like an extreme to you. So this could be this extremes of life, like the pain and the extreme happiness as well. They come and go. So you've just got to surrender, because if it can happen once, it can happen again. And then we also have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. So what I'm getting from this is once you get into the big picture thinking of how nothing is really black and white, even in the yin and the yang, there's a little black inside of the white, and there's a little white inside of the black. It's that negativity and the positive and the negative. There's always a counteraction there, right? So it's about looking at things from other people's perspectives as well. Why they were here, or why they were put here to change the world as well. Not only just how you have come, because I'm sure in life you haven't been perfect and you have done things that another person probably holds for you. But what this is saying is like looking at it from a bigger perspective, like really before you judge, make sure to look at your own self as well. And just look at the whole grand picture. And it could be what your purpose in life is really learning that big picture and sharing it with others of how that you began to see things in this light after a time of hurt, pain, disappointment, and that type of thing. Well, hopefully you got something from this. It was a new style. I was trying to come up with new ideas, and healing really seems like something I really want to try to keep a focus on, because really just changing perspective sometimes can really help. Well, hopefully you got something from this. I hope it helped. I love you guys to the moon, stars, and Mars, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.